So hard to tell till we get airborne, I guess.
Looks like a patch of blue sky up there.
Yeah, I see that.
When you did the
Small
last
patch.
snow on the ground?
A lot of snow.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
God, there's some idiot helicopter blocking the runway.
Damn him. Let's get some fuel in here.
Yeah, fuel dock's over here behind me. You'll have to come over there.
Just a short flight then. What kind of local time y'all got?
I have, let's see, 12:49, 12:50.
Same here.
Okay. Doesn't look much different.
No,
I had it on 8:50 a.m. and went to 12:50, and it looks exactly the same.
Has anyone else been having issues with bindings just changing for no reason?
Bindings changing?
Yeah.
And mine has not. No.
I've got I've got.
What are you talking about? Your bindings for your setup?
Yep.
As far as your controls?
Yeah, so I've got a couple different profiles for a couple different planes, and for some reason it keeps like deleting my bindings. It's just annoying.
Wow. No, I hadn't noticed any of that. I hope I don't.
That come with the last update?
I don't know.
I haven't noticed it either.
I mean, I'll have it sometimes, like if I don't have my peripherals plugged in or something. Well, like my controller, because I still use a gamepad. But like if I don't have it turned on or plugged in before I start the sim, like it'll just default back to, to just the regular controls, and I'll have to basically restart the sim and make sure that the peripheral is plugged in for it to recognize the profile that I've got.
Okay, and after you do that, do you get the same setup that you had before?
Yeah, like if I were to go in and make some adjustments to my profile right now and save it, and then exit the sim and disconnect the controller. When I start up the sim, it'll be like, and if I start the sim up and then connect the controller, it doesn't recognize, like it doesn't associate the control with that profile, so I have to go back out, connect the controller to the PC, and then restart the sim, and I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's all good to go.
I understand, yeah.
Even like if I go in, like, so if I start the sim without my controller plugged in or anything like that, or whatever peripheral, and then I activate it and I go and select the profile that I made for it.
Yeah.
It doesn't it acts like they're all default control schemes. Like it doesn't have any controls associated with that profile. But then you go in and restart it, and then it's fine again. It's really weird. It's a really strange bug.
So in essence, you have to make sure you're plugged in before you start the sim in order to
Right.
have your profile.
Yep, correct. That's correct.
Okay. All right. Understand.
Yep.
Well, to be honest, my profile hadn't changed in quite a while, so. I'm assuming that if I would change my profile, I'd have to make sure I do the same thing, but I'm never unplugged from controls or peripherals.
Yeah. No, I mean that makes sense for the most part for most people. It's just, if I don't have my controller physically on, then it's like, nope, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, if you have more than one controller that you use for different apps.
No, I mean, like I said, right now I've got pedals that are constantly plugged in. They're always under power and everything like that. Obviously, I'm not gonna disconnect those, but then I've got, because I don't have room to set up my yoke or my throttles yet, so I'm just using the gamepad right now, and that'll shut off because it's when I restart the PC and stuff, it doesn't automatically come on. I have to quickly turn on the controller.
Okay.
So
You just have to remember to do that before you start, then.
yeah, that's all I just gotta make sure that all my stuff's on, and then it's
Make
good
you a
to go.
checklist.
Right. Yeah. One more thing to remember to start up
Yeah.
before I jump into the sim. It's already bad enough though. I'll get halfway through my flight and forget that I don't have Volanta running or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, that would be bad.
Bitch. Does anybody use that FS toolkit or whatever the hell it is?
FS Toolkit.
I just saw that the other day and decided to try it out. I haven't. It's a bit of a
Oh,
setup.
is that the one? Is that the one for planning and stuff?
Yeah, and I guess it does flight tracking and it acts as a
I saw
logbook
that.
and all that stuff too.
Yep.
But I just saw it and I was like, oh, that looks kind of interesting. So I downloaded it, but I haven't had a chance to actually like set it up.
I
yet.
saw it too. I haven't downloaded it yet. I've got
Yeah.
so many different stuff on this thing. I don't know what I'm going to do anyway.
Right.
I tend to stick with a little nav map a lot, but I can understand using that flight sim toolkit because it looks like it's an all-in-one kind of deal.
Yeah, it kind of looks like what it is, but I don't know. I was just curious if anybody was using it.
We flying and we talk.
3 minutes.
Yeah, I had to change the battery in my wall clock the other day and I cannot get it bang on anymore.
Oh no. What weather are we flying? Live weather is just
I've
kind of
got-
overcast with some snow, but
Yeah, I've got mostly overcast. I do see a little bit of blue up there, but
I mean, the
I
flight
don't
plan
know how
says
high it is.
the flight plan says few clouds, so that's what I'm flying.
Few clouds
Yeah.
suits
I'll-
me.
I'll change it up depending on what happens.
I think I'll go to convective day, I believe, for D&Bs.
Yeah,
I like that one.
looks pretty this morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are.
So we're changing weather?
Yeah, I'm going.
Yeah,
You
that's
can
fine.
put it on whatever you want to be fine. I'm like I say, I'm using convective day. E&B put so much work in on this, I'd feel guilty not using it.
So you should.
Convective day looks pretty.
It does.
suppose that would
Yeah.
probably be the best way to
Atmospheric
take a
look
look
pretty
at
good
that,
too.
take a
Yeah,
look
it
at
does.
the mesh update here. So much of the snow hides a lot of that stuff. The brakes do that.
All right, convective it is for me.
I've just been messing about around at Kev's new gaff. That's a pretty interesting pack that he's put together.
It's been a work in progress for months and months.
Yeah, it's been in for a long time, since probably January, February this year.
Crikey. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on there. But yeah, I'm not getting any performance hits like I was getting with the ranch when Kev did that.
You're not getting any what?
Any performance issues when Kev did the ranch. Moab Way, I think it was, when he was doing all the rocks and stuff, I was just getting massive frame kill based on that scenery. But this one, yeah, no problems at all.
Yeah, I don't have any problems with it either. We've tested it a lot, so.
Yep. Pretty extensively.
And you can just about get the DC6 in there as well, which is awesome.
Well, I mean, you can get the C17 in there. I've tried. It's about like
Yeah, but you better be
foot left
light when you're
clearance.
taking off.
Oh yeah, there's no way to do
it's
that.
definitely it's a water injection takeoff, but
The JATO takeoff.
Yeah.
I gotta get to flying that DC6.
I haven't bought it yet.
Neither have I.
I've bought it, I just haven't flown it yet.
I'm waffling on it. Do I really need it? Do I really want it? Yeah, I don't know. If it was a B-17, I'd be all over it.
Oh, I hear you, man.
I mean,
Yeah,
the Twin
I mean,
Otter's
All
coming.
right, it should be about time, isn't it?
I got time.
Yep, it's
1300.
time.
All right.
Good day. Beaver's on.
hey, Beaver.
Hey,
I thought
how's
you were
it going, Beaver?
Didn't think you were going to make it, man.
I'm good. Yeah, I did make it. I wasn't expecting that, but happy
Glad
to
you
fly
did.
with you guys.
Are you set up? You ready to go, or are you coming in?
I'm all set up and right behind you, so
Yeah, he's on the ramp.
Okay.
He's good.
All right.
Trying to get up the little skirt here onto the runway.
exactly.
I was having issues with that too.
Somebody move that stupid helicopter out of the way. Silly whirly jig.
So you don't need to,
All right, I'll follow you all out.
don't even need to pull back on the stick. There's no bumps in that runway. It just kind of launches you.
Yep.
Runway.
Ray's got us a good bunch of scenery this morning. There's a couple of spots in there that has default Microsoft scenery, but there's not many. If you got the BC download pack done, then it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it looks beautiful too. I've not flown it much, but what I've seen of it is pretty damn good.
I actually see you as a helicopter today, Rocket.
I had to make sure
Hey.
I enabled it this time.
It's showing the right livery. I got the blue one.
Yeah, is that one of the default ones, is
I
it?
think it's one of the defaults.
It is one of the defaults, yeah.
That's maybe why I can see you this week. Instead of a crazy looking, whatever it was, King Air.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many liveries for that thing.
Yeah, there are. I try and stay with all the default ones.
Yeah, I mean the DC6 is the absolute opposite of anything I like to do. You know, it's got 4 engines. Well, that's a pain in the ass for starters.
Yeah.
It's an airliner, not my bag. It's got systems which you have to understand. Also not my bag, but I'm absolutely loving it. It's actually
That's awesome.
it's actually not a lot of work once you've learned which switches you do need to hit and all the rest of it. Yeah, and I'm halfway up the country on this halfway up the UK now on the 7 continents already, and absolutely loving it.
Yeah, when
That
I saw
flight
Gravel
engineer
announce
makes
that, I'm
things
like,
a whole lot
"Oh,
easier.
no."
Yeah, for sure. Flick a switch, it'll do all your stuff on your descent, and yeah, all you need to do is fly it like a 1930s airliner, and everything's absolutely fine.
I'd love to fly that 7 continents in a DC-3 if we just had one.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a long time away apparently.
So they say.
So they say. But yeah, you know, well, I read it on the internet, so it must be true, right?
It must be true then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw you announce that 7 continents. I'm like, because I've been slogging away at this Bush League one, working my way across Africa. I don't know if I'm in a hurry to start another one or concurrently run 2 of those at the same time.
Yeah, I made a rule. I made a rule real quick that any big tours like that, I'd only do 1 at a time.
That makes
That-
sense.
7 continents looks fun. I don't know if I want to make that kind of commitment to it.
Yeah,
Well-
well, I was testing it with Ray for a few days beforehand, and yeah, I'm actually impressed by how much you will see, and it's stuff that I would never even consider going to.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'll give it a try. I mean, I've got 4 engines, so I'm going to be nice and comfortable.
Yeah, I mean that's the good thing about that too, is that he's gone through the trouble to make sure that the runways and stuff will accommodate
I mean,
larger aircraft.
I've
so.
considered flying it in the F-22 just for fun, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to land on some of those runways.
Yeah.
Fly it in the
Yeah.
Grumman Widgeon or the Goose, one or the other.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like I said, I've been flying. I've probably flown 2/3 of Africa now in the Vertigo, and I mean they've been doing it in the X Cub, but those are 3-hour flights, which is fine in a group, but by yourself it gets to be a bit of a slog. So, yeah, doing it in the Vertigo has been actually really nice, and there's been some sketchy runways, some bush landings and stuff that have been a little bit iffy, but overall it's been nice, especially because you can knock out so many miles with that
That
thing.
too, and you don't have to worry about weather.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I was also planning to move to the Vertigo when I do the tour. Enough with the gravel, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I did a lot of it with the X Cub, and if I ever catch up to the group, I
Yeah.
might switch back over to the X Cub.
Right.
But yeah, just for like the catch up legs and stuff has been actually it's been really enjoyable, especially Africa, because down low you don't really get a sense of what at least in kind of central and parts of southern Africa, you don't really get a sense of the scenery if you're, at a couple thousand feet. But I've been cruising at about 15,000, and you can really get a sense of like the really cool patterns in the rock formations and the sand and stuff like that. It's really neat. So.
Yeah, there's definitely some strips in 7 continents where you won't be able to land too many big aircraft or fast aircraft.
Yeah.
But yeah, we sort of said none of them are too far away from a major airport anyway, so just do a
Right.
touch and go as you go through.
Right.
Yeah. That you can
It
still
is.
rent a helicopter.
Yeah. And his
Yeah.
is pretty much point to point too, so pretty long distances point to point. Whereas the Bush League stuff there's a lot of detours and stuff that kind of weave around between the start and stops. So it takes
Yeah, I think Ray said the idea was, it's do all the countries, all the capitals, but take 2 or 3 years over it, and have side trips as you get interested.
Yeah, don't rush it.
Mind you, I had to land on Barra in the Outer Hebrides, the one where you land on the beach.
Oh.
And yeah, I was going round and round and round. I don't know how many touch and goes, but I did manage to land it in the end. But sketchy.
Yeah.
And these
I
views are
think I'm going to
nice.
treat the
Wow.
7 continents as a sightseeing expedition and not a whole lot more, just to
It's
see what's
just
out there.
gorgeous right now coming over that ridge.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, man, that is just beautiful.
There's a stove spot coming up here, it looks like. I need to get lower. Maybe.
Is that waypoint 4?
Right after
Where's
waypoint
that?
4, in between point 4 and point
Oh.
5, it says stove
I
1.
gotcha. Yeah, it looks like it's maybe coming back up that valley there somewhere.
Something like that.
If I get pointed in that direction. It might just be out like on kind of one of those ridges that are starting to kind of rise up there out of the valley.
Some good looking mountains.
I was looking at the detail in some of the, the granite formations and stuff like that. Pretty awesome.
Yeah,
The way that, I'm sure that's the way that mesh works. Because I can't imagine Microsoft being that detailed.
Just on top
Sure.
of this. Is it like right up on top of this thing? That was just right. I have to circle back around here because
I'm not 100% sure where they want us to land.
yeah. I mean, there's
Like down in the valley, or?
no. I think it's right up on top of that peak by them trees. But it's just, good luck. I don't see any other spots.
You're right, I think it's just like right that ridge.
Yeah.
Alright then.
Well, this should be fun. But there's some weird stuff going on with the Four Seasons tree size here. I've got like these little like mini trees, and I've got like these massive like 300-foot trees.
One down.
This should be interesting to say the least.
Not sure how to judge this.
Yeah, that's kind of like, oh, we'll see. Come on, don't lag up now.
Amazing.
The damn sim froze up on me. I'm like, well, I don't know how much brake I have applied now, so. But,
Oh my days, it's carnage.
I was doing okay.
Did we lose Rocket?
I see him.
Oh, he's all the way up there.
He's up there on top of that peak there, way up there.
Dropping off some skiers.
Okay. Here we go.
Well, that was fun.
It was unexpected, and yeah.
What's more fun is I can spot the people who've got the BC mesh and those who haven't, because those with the mesh are landing 3 foot above the ground.
Well, I'm curious to see how well, or if anything, performance improves next month. Let's see.
I am too. I'm not expecting a whole lot.
Yeah, I'm trying not to get my hopes up. stutters. Weird.
I'm getting a few myself, but they're not real bad, just every once in a while.
I was getting them really bad last night, and now today it's almost buttery smooth, and I didn't change anything, so I don't know.
Download the newest GeForce driver.
Yeah, but I've had that a few days.
Yeah, I downloaded the latest one too.
This is too
Yeah,
funny.
mine's been surprisingly good since that driver.
Weird.
Mind you, next month they'll screw it all up again, won't they?
Right, yeah. It could be the issue going on with these trees that are like 10 times bigger than they should be. It's just certain types of trees. It looks like it's kind of intermixed, but I can't tell.
Yeah, I think we should have a sweepstake on the first rant message on the forums from an Xbox owner.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sort of interested to see how that goes.
Where's the guns, man? Lols.
Why does this plane cost more than the game itself? How the hell am I supposed to control this thing with the controller? All these buttons. I'm still curious to see how they're gonna handle that.
Yeah, there's going to be a few. I mean, the default aircraft you can pretty much do with an Xbox controller, but yeah.
I'd like to see one of them try doing a DC-6 on it.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, how
I'm
are
about
they
to
going
say-
to add community stuff to the Xbox? Like,
Oh yeah, I mean that's gonna be another thing, is that just imagine how quickly, unless they've got it really well optimized for consoles. I mean, some of our installs are massive, you know, and they won't be able to sit there and use an application like Add-on Linker to enable and disable add-ons to keep things in check, you know. So
Well, that's a classic shut-in with the marketplace, isn't it? You should be able to
Right,
install
yeah.
it by the marketplace,
Right.
but that'll cost you $1. So
right.
yeah,
Who's
I mean,
the,
there's probably going to be a way to sideload. You know, stick it on a USB stick and then load in, maybe.
yeah, and I mean,
Yeah, I don't
you can use like throttle quadrants with the Xbox.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean at the same time,
But
I mean,
yeah.
there's you can only hotkey so many things through
Right.
through a controller, you know.
So the DC-6, is that on the marketplace, or do you get that from EMDG or whatever it
Yeah, from PMDG at the moment, but they are
Directly.
talking about the marketplace later in the year.
is? Right.
The thing is, though, it's like they'll push updates to their website and market quicker than it'll get approved through the Microsoft
the
Store. So it
marketplace,
just
right.
depends on how patient you want to be with that sort of stuff, you know.
Yeah, and obviously on the Xbox it'll be, you know, there'll be 4 engines, but it'll be a single throttle control and press X to go, press Y to stop. Actually, that's how I have my gravel set up.
Yeah, I mean I've been flying with the controller this whole time, and
I was
mean,
flying
it's
with
definitely
I was flying with a kid that was
Okay.
flying with keyboard and mouse the other day and doing impressive landings. I don't even know how he's. I don't understand how you fly
I
with
don't know
keyboard
how you
and mouse.
could do that.
stole two.
We'll have a bunch of people that'll download it just because they think they can troll people, but since there's no crashing, they'll probably get bored with it pretty quick because they can't ruin other people's days.
I wish there was an option to like turn
Yeah, it'd
that
be the
on
same
to
thing on the
allow it,
forums.
you know, like a passive mode where you could be like allow collisions, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know where. Are we just landing anywhere on the ground over here, or is there like a specific?
Yeah,
or is
just
it, like,
anywhere. I
this
think
gravel
it's
bar,
It looks like some good sandbars down here.
sandbar. Yeah.
The cool river. Lots of bars.
That didn't stop my flight. Shit. Always forget about that. Atlanta's like, hey, you touched down. You want us to end your flight? No. Damn it.
Yeah. Yeah, this month. Oh, wow.
wow, what a great river.
Very nice.
Way off plan.
Just kind of follow that around. Yeah, there's lots of little spots in here to sit down and play in. It's cool.
Yeah, a lot of tree tunnels as well.
Mm-hmm.
A little bumpy through the canyon here.
Yeah, it is.
Why are the tops of all the trees in this gorge cut off there, Rocket?
I don't know. I'm over some that's real small. It might be reforesting. You don't reckon the lumberjacks have been in here, do you?
No, I think someone's been flying really low in a helicopter.
Upside down.
Upside down. Yeah, good luck with that.
Is that still a instant engine failure, is it?
It's,
Pretty
yeah,
much, yeah.
Yep.
What good is a Red Bull livery in an H135? You can't do a barrel roll.
Well, exactly.
Let's see. I mean, BO105. Well, the Red Bull one can do loops, but that airframe's been heavily modified to be able to do that shit. I think Apaches can do rolls. I know some of the Lynx aircraft helicopters can too, but
Yeah, the Lynx can roll and it can barrel roll.
yeah.
And for my sins, I have been strapped in the back of one when they did that. The British Army used to use it as their display helicopter.
Okay, sure, yeah. Yeah, they're, otherwise, yeah, rotor hits are not designed to do that shit.
Yeah, I know the Apache is difficult to do anything funny because it's all geared for flying level. The whole design of it.
Right, yeah, exactly.
You going to be able to get up here, Rocket?
Eventually.
Stall spot.
Yeah, it's the only thing bad about the helicopter when you have to climb in a hurry. You can't do it like a gravel.
Oh god, this is rough.
Oh boy, when you top this ridge, beautiful on the other side. I think it's some of the best scenery on the whole trip right here.
Oh yeah. I would agree. Look at that blue lake.
That was not good. I've been setting him down like I'm a Navy pilot, just slamming him down and then bouncing.
Yeah,
up
that's
again.
basically what I just did. Did not go well.
Need to get better at being gentle again.
That's called Blue Ass Lake. Imagine that.
Is that really?
Somebody must have gone swimming in it. If I had a float plane, I'd go down there and land on it.
Oh wow, yeah, it is
I mean,
blue.
you could land on
Jesus.
it with the gravel. Tires are pressurized enough.
Right.
I assume that's Blue Ass Lake. It's definitely blue.
Wow. Really nice mesh here with the mountains here at the top of the lake. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, the faces on the granite and stuff and the detailing is just incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing.
What a little mesh can do.
But it sure beats the default scenery.
I don't know, I haven't got the mesh and it looks pretty amazing.
Does it? Good.
You know, there's always that one thing that you say, next time I'm on Flight Sim 2, I'll download that, and then you forget every bloody week.
Yeah, there's like 4 files to it and they're big.
Yeah, they're really big. I only run them when we're doing this because they're massive files. So I did down. I guess it doesn't matter up here because we're out in the middle of nowhere. But I just saw that what's his name released his Region 2 for We Love VFR that has like a bunch of antennas. And,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
should-
I got that too.
just
I got
got
the
that installed.
the number 1 also. It's really good, and the number 2.
Yeah, I only got to enjoy a little bit of number 1 when I was still up in Europe on that round the world trip, and then obviously it didn't cover Africa or anything like that. So
Yeah, I've had it for, I had the Region 1 for ages, and obviously you fly around, you know, Holland or Belgium, you know, not at hedge top level because, you know, there's always mobile phone masts and stuff like that.
right.
And then I got VFR2 and I thought, oh yeah, I'll go and check out Kev's new scenery. And there's a bloody mobile phone mast on the top of one of the ridges and I managed to rip a wing off. I'm like, where the hell did that come? Oh yeah, that's my fault.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, if you go, some of the chimneys on the factories and stuff actually have animated smoke coming out. And
Yeah, I
that's
saw
pretty
that
neat.
in some of the pictures. I have to go do some flying around that area at some point. Well, just anywhere in the U.S. now, I guess, at this point, because he's got. I
Yeah,
think
all
what,
South America,
region.
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say Region 2 covers all of South America too.
Yeah, I think it's got stuff like the VLA in there as well, because technically that's an antenna.
Technically. I guess some of his stuff though, he uses assets from the POIs from the North America update, so you need to make sure you've got that downloaded.
Yeah, for sure, you've got to be up to date on it.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you know, if you're smashing across the sort of Dutch countryside, it certainly gives a bit of a colour to the flatness, shall we say.
Good to know. Check that out at some point. Does anybody grab the Iceland mesh from Orbix by any chance?
Yeah, I've got it.
If you had a chance to fly around there and check it out.
Not yet. Been too busy doing other stuff.
Yeah.
But if it's Orbix, you know, I trust it pretty good. There's a couple things that they've done that's messed up my frame rate. One of them is Innsbruck. That messed me up. But other than that, the rest of them have been pretty good. I've got the one from New Zealand from Orbix, and it's really good. But I saw a video on the one from Iceland and on YouTube, and you know, they were saying it was real good. They liked it.
Too many places to fly and not enough hours in the day.
Tell me about it.
That's usually my weekend dilemma. It's like I've got stuff I want to do around my house, but then I don't get a chance to really sit down and fly during the week. There's a lot of places I want to go.
A lot of airplanes you want to try.
I would say that most of the default aircraft I've never even flown. Never even sat in the cockpit of it.
I've probably been in about half of them, I guess.
Well, once carbon came out, I mean, I just flew carbon almost exclusively, and then gravel, and now I kind of switch between them. And there's a few other planes that I fly, but not many. I love the Stearman. Totally love it.
Anything low and slow, I love it.
Well, you ought to get that Stearman if you don't have it, Squirrel, because VR, it ought to be killer.
I've been thinking about getting it. I got the Waco. I wasn't all that impressed with it, especially on takeoff.
Yeah, I flew that Waco a lot in P3D, and it didn't behave that badly. And you know, I flew the Waco a bit, but it is a pain in the ass on takeoff. But the Stearman's a little better behaved. It was designed to be as safe as a platform could be to teach farm boys to fly.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's stable, yet it's got a quick roll rate. It doesn't climb well if you're used to flying a gravel or a carbon, but it's just I just enjoy it.
It was made as a trainer for
Absolutely
the military.
teach farm boys to fly. That was it. Without killing themselves, it was a fairly forgiving aircraft.
Yeah.
Put them in that before they moved them up to the T6.
Right.
I think I'll get it and give it a shot.
Yeah, I think we'll enjoy it. The sound will sell it.
Oh, I love radial sound.
Well, it's got the nice radial sounds. All it needs is a little smoke belching out when you start the engine.
Yeah. One of these days.
And it, you know, the thing is, it's the developer has put tweaks on it. You know, people have said complaints or stuff like that. He's very attentive, and you know, it's been constantly improved. Same thing
Good.
with the widgeon. They're making adjustments on that one all the time. Of course, it's still in beta.
Yeah, I'm waiting on the Twin Otter too. That's a definite yes for me.
From Aerosoft, no less. They had a great Twin Otter in P3D, that I flew a bit, but I bought it for the floats and then found out it didn't have a water rudder, and I didn't know how to do an artificial auto rudder back then, or water rudder back then,
Yeah.
because I only had a single quadrant, couldn't do the differential engine drive.
I was surprised when I look at the stats for the Twin Otter at cruising speed 120 knots.
Right. Yeah.
I thought
the
it'd-
same thing.
I thought it'd be more than that,
Yeah. I was like, that seems kind of slow.
especially
Yeah.
for twin turbine engines.
Oh yeah. Like I mean, we're cruising along about 120 knots right now, and I mean, I've jumped out of the back of Twin Otters. And like, nah, they're faster than this, man. Like, it seems kind of slow, but I guess I've never actually looked into. Well, I'm gonna have to get a hold of the creator of this Four Seasons, because these random tree sizes are killing me. Unless I've got conflicting files going on here, but
Oh, you get,
I've got some trees that are normal size, and then I've got ones that are probably
100 feet tall.
200 feet
Yeah,
tall.
10x. Yeah, I have the same here. So.
You having that issue? Okay, cool. Are you running Four Seasons?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm running 4 seasons. I have the same issue as you have. So
Okay.
it's the same as you have.
All right. Good to know it's not just me.
Yep, I got it too.
Yeah, that must be. He must have a certain tree type that he's got sized wrong in the config files.
I think he said, at least in Alaska and Canada, he put a lot of fir trees in there that wasn't there before to make them higher than what normal was.
Yeah, and that may be that he's having issues with he may just have a 1 instead of a 0. It's so weird. You know what I mean?
No, what he's probably done is perfectly checked every single tree in the whole of North America and said, my work here is done, and then an update comes out which screws it.
Yeah, right. I mean, that definitely could be too. I don't know. In between these updates, I can't tell if the render distance has gotten better on trees or it stayed the same. Like today, it seems like it's rendering out pretty good, but yeah, I don't know. I had that one tree fixed by the one guy that was doing them for a while, and I think he's kind of finally given up until Asobo kind of figures out what they're doing. He's just done chasing fixes, but.
Well, anybody that wants to do foliage, it's going to be hard to beat Four Seasons.
Yeah, no, totally agree.
I see it's actually on their roadmap to do seasons, so that'll be interesting.
In the meantime,
The thing I like about them is he's constantly tweaking and updating it, and it just gets better all the time.
Yes, it does.
I don't know when he sleeps.
He's probably one of the most conscientious developers I've ever seen outside of gravel.
well, there's another guy on that's going around and updating all the lighting for basically like all the underserved, airports around the world. Like people like Smith, like, hey, these airports don't have like ramp, like the buildings just have that generic, like the windows light up and stuff, but there's no ramp lighting or anything like that. And so he's like manually going in and adding lighting to all these airports everywhere. Like it seems like every couple of days he's got more airports that he's gone in and added lighting to. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's another guy that's doing airports and adding textures to them to whether they can be either lightly used or heavily used, and lots of tire skid marks and stuff. So even includes the parking areas. Only thing is payware.
Well,
It is worth it.
I've got the Zintech or Zintertech or whatever ones. Is that the same one?
I'm not sure. Is it
Oh.
payware, the one that
Yeah.
you got?
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
it.
it probably is.
Sim Market. Is it on? It might be on the marketplace now. I think that might have been the one that I bought, and then about a month or so after I bought it, it showed up on marketplace. But that was before I'd ever used Sim Market before, so I was like, I don't know about this website.
Yeah, it's good. For payware, that's usually the one I go to.
Yeah, I bought a few things through there now. About 9 minutes to the hour, gentlemen.
About time for a break in, isn't it? Let's see if we can't find us a place. Get out of this valley and we'll be able to find a spot, I'm pretty sure.
What about that peak to your 2 o'clock?
We'll go high.
Looks like
Yeah.
there's a flat spot up there.
Yeah,
All right, let's see.
Looks like there's,
Looks like there's a plateau.
widened out.
It looks like a flat
Oh,
spot
I think
up.
I see the one you're talking about.
There's like a beach right here by this lake.
Well, you can probably make it on this one, but it's not real flat. Not a whole lot of room either.
Plenty of room. What are you on about?
Does the
Well, I
guy
was
who
talking
can
about
land
up on
I
the
mean,
glacier.
I can do it. I
Yeah,
can
that's-
land it, but
the guy who
I
can
was
land
talking about
vertically?
up on the glacier here.
Oh, okay.
There's a spot down here.
Maybe.
On this beach.
Beaver's got it. Yeah, I'm just gonna set down this meadow down here at the bottom of the glacier, I think. Yeah, we got a nice. So it's fairly flat meadow.
I'm on the glacier.
Lost tags on everybody.
I'll wait up here.
All right, let's see. I got 55 after the hour. We want to be back about 5 after. That
Works
suit
for
everybody?
me.
Works for me too.
Okay, doke.
For me.
Pretty good taxi job there, Dragon.
Thank you.
Hey, I got 5 after. Everybody ready to go?
Roger.
All right, let's hit it.
Yep.
I know when y'all lift off, I'm on the mountain up on top of you, and I will join you.
All right.
Off the ground.
I landed on the big glacier up on top.
Oh, nice.
It's beautiful. There's room for everybody up here. Too bad. I'm all by myself.
Would we have known earlier?
I got to dodge some of these 200-foot trees right here.
Got some 300-foot ones out here in California. You ought to come see them sometime.
Yeah. The giant sequoias.
Yeah, the giants are in the western slopes of the Sierras, but on the coast we got the coast redwood, which is even taller. Not as bulky though.
Ah, okay. Northern California, right?
Yeah, Northern Cal. I have some basically right down the road from me. They're not real big ones though, but they're pretty good size. All right, I'm going airborne here, gents. Left turn around that peak,
Did we lose DN?
down into
No, I'm here. I'm still up on the hill.
Oh, gotcha.
Dog emergency.
down into the saddle, and I have y'all in sight.
see waypoint 32, 33, and 34 are very close together. That's very
Looks
specific.
like it, yeah.
Gotta make that tight turn there.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I see what he was going after on this valley right here, but it's sort of like default scenery down here, not very exciting.
Yeah, I think it's just some path through the trees.
Yep.
What is that on the texture? Is that meant to be trees or is that meant to be like rock or something?
I think it's a mix of rock and tree, but maybe bushes.
Yeah, I was
Could
thinking-
be.
Really jagged though,
Yep.
Yeah.
so it's hard to tell if it's just like a really low. No, I think it is. I think it's rock. Just very jagged rock.
Maybe the green in between the rocks supposed to be bushes.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Like it.
It's hard to tell, especially
mean,
depending on.
It also
when-
sort of looks like you know how pine trees get turned when they die, they turn red.
Yeah, that was my other thought too. I mean, it could just be such a low resolution image that it is actually just pine trees that are varying colored, you know.
They probably didn't mean for us to fly this low to be able to tell.
People like, listen, like we didn't intend.
Don't
yeah.
put a bush plane in the sim.
Yeah, don't put bush planes in your sim if you want people flying low.
39,000 feet is your hard deck. You're not allowed to go below that.
Right, yeah. Don't look too close.
Yeah, actually, if you look at just the right angle, it looks like just plain old conifers, but taken
Yeah.
from a slant angle imagery.
Right. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely see that now. And it's just I mean, there could be some rock and stuff underneath. Or, I don't know what the soil makeup of this part of the world is, but it could be kind of red. reddish soil too.
Yeah, that's what I'm
If you look at the
suspecting.
riverbed, that should give you a hint of the soil makeup. Which
Well,
looks like
It is a bit
super
red, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, some of these satellite images are really like low resolution, oversaturated, or a lot of chromatic artifacts and stuff that cause weird
Yeah.
blues and purples and reds.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. It's like, oh, there's a little bit of a rock formation here on the end of this. Nope, just 400-foot old trees. That's all it is. Oh, that's funny.
It's weird though. I only see it when we're up in North America. I don't think I've seen it in the UK or across Europe or anywhere.
Yeah, and I don't know. See, I just changed over. I didn't notice it last week when we were flying. I guess we didn't get really deep into this either, but I did just change over to north or summer for the northern hemisphere too. So it might be, maybe it's an issue just with that particular package.
Yeah, I did the same.
Point. Yeah, I did the same also last week. Very good point.
Or maybe there's just an awful lot of redwoods up here
Yeah,
that we don't know
maybe.
about.
Yeah. Send him some emails and be like, well, actually, idiots.
I've been and surveyed that whole valley and measured every single tree. So
Yeah.
screw you guys.
The splinters in my hand say different.
I noticed on the update when he said he put these fir trees in Alaska and BC, he said they were supposed to be taller.
Well,
There's a lack of the tall trees. I think he probably overdid it a little
yeah,
bit.
they are definitely taller. That is for sure. But I think
If you let him know, I'll bet he'll fix it.
yeah,
I bet he will too.
Yeah, 'cause
Like-
they're
Yeah, I appreciate what he's going for, but he needs to make a little bit of an adjustment.
Yeah, I think he's put a 1.0 rather than a 0.1 scaling factor or something in. Because yeah, I could understand if some of these stands were, you know, a third taller, but
Right.
10 times taller? Yeah, don't know.
Yeah. Yep. Otherwise, great job, man.
I mean, if you fly over Scotland at the moment with summer northern hemisphere, it's absolutely amazing. You've got all the colours in the terrain, and then you've got all things like the gorse bushes and things like that. Looks amazing.
Yeah, I flew starting the 7 continents. It was in the UK and had the gorse bushes enabled, and I finally saw them for the first time. You know, nice bright yellow bushes.
Yeah, it looks good, doesn't it?
It does.
what aircraft you flying that in, Squirrel?
Starting off in the Vertigo, but I think I'm gonna go the DC-6,
It's like
especially for the
135.
overwater trips.
Yeah. Yeah, I do not not looking forward to more overwater flying. It's just like
Hours and hours of overwater flying.
Well, it's set the autopilot and walk away. I mean, it's
Yeah.
you know,
Grab you some coffee, go to the bathroom, whatever.
there's nothing to look at, you know.
You can always speed it up too.
Yeah, see, I'm one of those weirdos though that likes to fly everything and record flight hours in actual time. Though,
Yeah,
so,
I see that with the tube liner guys. They're like, oh yeah, I'll get it up in the cruise, and then I fast forward 9 hours, and then get on the descent. You're like, well, you haven't just flown across the Pacific, then, have you?
Right. Yeah.
I don't care much for that.
I don't care much for it either, but if it's an 8-hour, I'd rather do that once or twice than sit there and do an 8-hour hand flight.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I agree there. It's
Hand
when-
flying, that's entirely different.
Well, that's
Oh,
about all I do is hand fly. Sometimes I'll set autopilot just to hold altitude and heading. But about all I use it for.
That's one of the reasons I use the Vertigo on the 7 continents is I can set an autopilot, but not if it's got a lot of short flights in between.
Yeah, I've been pretty good about that with this round the world that I'm doing with Bush League. I've flown all of it in real time. It's just been varying aircraft to speed it up, obviously. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just kind of like challenging myself to do that. But yeah, any overwater crossings, I kind of just I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and take off, and then I'll walk away from the computer for a bit while it. Although that crossing between Canada and Greenland and then Iceland was, I did have to do a good deal of hand flying there because just because of weather.
Yeah, that's one thing about the Silver Spit Tour, you know, there's no autopilot for you to use, so hand fly the whole thing.
Yeah, and I still have the nightmares about flying across Saudi Arabia. Jesus.
Oh God, it'll bore you to tears.
I did
Still ahead of me.
I did actually consider just spanking it into the desert and just walking away.
It's like, nope, I'm done. I'm done.
That bad. Okay.
Yeah, it's like, well, maybe I can get up above the clouds and actually have something to enjoy.
There's no clouds.
No clouds.
Yeah, oh man, that's even worse. I mean, I guess parts of Africa are like that too. It's either really wet, depending on where you're at, or it's just so dry that there's nothing. It's just you're like, no, this isn't live weather. This has got to be clear day. This isn't correct. They make your you hit B to adjust your altimeter, and you're like, oh, this is live. It's just very dry.
Yeah, you
And
say
very
that.
hot.
Yeah.
I spawned in right in the middle of the Namibian desert just for giggles, and sure enough, it was sunny and bright. But there's so much texture in that desert; it's unbelievable.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like certain parts of Africa and stuff like that. Yeah, that's why I've been flying at higher altitudes because you can't really. It's hard to appreciate it at lower altitudes, but when you get up high, you get to really see it expand out and get a real sense of all that. Some really gorgeous colors and textures.
Yeah, lots of reds and yellows, and big, large-scale structures and everything like that. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, that was when I flew over the Eye of Africa. I was like, "What the hell is that?" Like I'd never seen it before ever. I was like, "This
Yeah, I
is
need to do
the
that
craziest
too.
thing ever." I was like, "This is so cool," And so I had to look at it. Like I'm sure I've heard of it at some point, but I'd never bothered to do any research on it. So I flew over in the flight sim, just because that's the route that Carbon had laid out, and I could see it off on the horizon. I'm like, that's kind of weird for a rod formation, and I was still kind of low, so I didn't really get a sense of it, and I started to get over it. I'm like, what is this thing? So cool.
Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it?
Yeah.
We had to climb up for the late appearing forest right here with the 200-foot trees.
Yeah, I had to firewall it to get over those trees.
200 foot is probably possible.
Oh, I think so too, yeah.
Well,
What
it's
looks
There's
weird
a
is
lot of them.
the little tiny ones down there don't look right. If you think about, look at the distance that you're flying from them, they look pretty true to life. It's the little ones that don't look right, to me anyway.
Yeah, they're all the same.
They need to. We'll just have to go through. I mean, I'm nitpicking. I guess it's funny that there's such a difference, and like you'll have like a sea of like same height trees, and all of a sudden like wall that's like 5 to 10 times bigger than the rest of everything around it.
Well, it looks like the smaller ones is an area recovering from a clear cut. Or a volcanic blast. You go up around Mount St. Helens in some of these areas, you've got all these young trees. They're all the same height. They're the ones that have grown up since the eruption.
Probably a whole sea of down trees still there too.
Well, there used to be, but you know, last time we were up there, I couldn't find them, and I was told that what they did is they salvaged them, they logged them,
Oh, great.
rather than let them just lay there and deteriorate.
Yeah.
You know, the lumber company said, hell, that's a lot of board feet down there, let's go get them, and I guess they got permission to do it. And they harvested them.
That's good. Shouldn't let them go to waste.
Well, it's quite different. I was there about a couple times about 10 years apart, and the first time I was there was only a few years after the eruption. And when I went back, probably 10, maybe even 15 years later, all those ones that had been blown down were gone, and there were a whole bunch of young ones growing up, a bunch of 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot trees,
Yeah.
which are now probably 20 foot. But
Well, you know, calling Mount St. Helens an eruption is probably an understatement. It's more like a blast.
yeah,
Yeah, it was a bit more than a small disturbance, wasn't it?
Yeah, when the whole
Yeah.
side of the mountain just slides away. But it's growing. It's growing again. It's good.
And I guess all those trees are self-seeded as well, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's actually a lot of those conifers and stuff. A lot of the seeds and stuff from the pine cones and whatnot actually need heat and fire to really open up. So they, I mean, before there was a lot of natural forestry and fire prevention and stuff, you know. I mean, fires would clear out big sections of forest pretty regularly, and then, you know, the growth cycle starts again. You know?
yeah, some of those cones need fire to open,
Yeah, they do.
release the seeds.
Yep.
And then if you're talking like the giant sequoias, they don't so much need that, but they need fire because the fire's got to clear all the duff out below them. Because
Right,
for a seed to, sequoia seed to germinate, it's got to fall on bare mineral ground.
Right.
Pretty interesting how fire interacts with the rest of the system.
Yep, fire helps the forests and stuff grow, but the people in California that would debate about it being helpful with the brush fires and stuff that they have.
No, it's not helpful when it runs through your neighborhood.
No,
Yeah, but that's kind of their neighbourhood is running through the natural landscape, and
Yes,
they've always had
that's true.
fires. That's not
Right.
anything new.
Fire is just doing what it always does.
Right.
It's like in the UK when, you know, they build new housing estates on floodplains, and then 2 years later they get a flood and they all complain. You know, how
Yeah.
could this happen?
It's like people buying a house next to an airport and then complaining about the noise.
yeah,
I mean, that's what happened out in Denver when they originally, the national airport used to be closer to downtown. And as development and stuff started to encroach around it, you know, there was this big push because it's just too much noise and whatnot. So they moved the airport, you know, 40 miles out into the plains, you know. And now all the develop. Well, I mean, I haven't lived in Denver since 2004 is when I moved away. But even then, there was a lot of developments that were starting to pop up as the city grew out towards the airport, and people were already starting to complain out there. It's like, you're the ones who moved out here.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, Jesus, people.
Yeah, and they're probably the same people that would complain if the airport was 40 miles away.
Oh, right, yeah.
It takes too long to get out here, man.
But, yeah, no, I'm going out, back out there in the next month for a concert at Red Rocks. But, yeah, it should be good. But, yeah, I mean, we've got a bunch of people, locals here in Madison where I live. We've got a regional airport here in Madison, but the Air National Guard is stationed here as well on that field, so they've got F-16s stationed there, and the big fight now is that it's been the military has approved them to replace the F-16s with F-35s the next few years here, and every once in a while we'll get Marine Corps F-18s and stuff that'll come through and land, and they're considerably louder than the F-16s when they're taking off and stuff like that. And the people around here are just losing their goddamn minds. They're like, it's too loud. I can't hear anything. And it's like, why? And they're like going, you see, these F-35s are way too loud. And then you have, obviously, people that are knowledgeable about aviation and whatnot, you know, going, those aren't even F-35s, and they're not even the F-16s that are stationed here. These are just aircraft that are passing through for refuel and stuff like that. And of course the answer is, well, they need to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
They don't need to stop here.
What do you see the dividing line on this glacier down here?
I can see the one right below me.
It goes all the way up the mountain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're on the good side of it right now.
Yep.
Yep.
Lumpy Mike doesn't have very good scenery over there.
Well, you know, I started painting it, and I got halfway up, and I thought, you know what, I just can't be asked.
It's good enough. Good enough. Well, and it looks like part of it was, it was taken during, one was taken during the winter, and the other one was taken sometime during the spring or summer months.
It's good on the other side here, though.
Yeah, it's fun over here. Oh, I can't wait to see the forums filled with Xbox users complaining. What is all this? All the stuff that we've been calling out for months and stuff. It's gonna be...
I bet there's some guy who flies the sim who's also interested in aviation, and he probably flies along and sees these joins, and he just puts his head in his hands and he just goes, why? Why have they done this?
Right, yeah.
Oh, God
They're
help
gonna
the
make it
first
personal and say,
Xboxer
"Why
that
have they
goes
done
on
this to me?"
Microsoft forums.
I think I just stepped
Yeah,
on
they'll
your
tear
rumble.
him up.
They'll
that,
have
Dragon?
no slack.
In fact, I think we should, on the day of release, whatever time you wake up, get on there and go, oh man, this A320 doesn't have weapons, man, what's going on?
Where the hell's my laser cannon?
Why can't I crash into other people?
Oh, that'll be the
Uh,
one. Yeah, that'll be it. Why can't I crash into other planes?
Right. This is lame, man. This isn't realistic at all.
My mum says that this is rubbish. Yeah.
My dad works for Microsoft, and he says he's gonna fix it.
My uncle's a pilot, and he said this sim is rubbish. You know,
Yeah, right.
it's not realistic at all.
That's not realistic at all. What was the one that I saw the other day? It's too cartoony looking.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I don't know.
okay,
Mhm.
alright, guy. Well, that's fine.
Get a better graphics card? I don't know.
Oh no, you can't. You got an Xbox.
Well, the new Xboxes have really good graphics systems.
Yeah.
Actually, no. The forums are going to be all full of us lot complaining that the Sim's been nerfed for the Xbox.
I
Right,
don't
yeah.
think they would do that.
yeah. The only thing cartoony about this sim is when the mountains grow in front of your eyes.
Yeah, when you see squares of texture appear below you,
And the tops are round.
or worse, yeah, or worse behind you.
I think the comparison was being made between DCS and Flight Sim, I think is what it was. They're like, DCS looks so much more real than Flight Sim.
Well, that's
20.
horseshit. I've
I'm
played
like,
them
oh,
both.
I'm like, okay. Whatever.
Is anybody else getting stutters through here?
Yeah.
Yep, I am.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same here.
Had a couple.
Wonder if that's a factor of the mesh.
I think it is. I get periodic blackouts that last less than a second, but that's the same thing as stutters to me.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain it's just because that mesh is over.
Oh my god,
So-
roller coaster. Here we go.
Yeah.
Well, it's the mesh. It's a small price to pay.
Yeah,
I
The
agree.
mesh is beautiful.
Yes. Serious. Serious stutters through there.
yeah.
I down here inverted. It's trippy.
Coming up on you 6 there, DNB. I can go downhill pretty good. It's uphill that bothers me.
Well, if you will fly a brick with a whirligig on the top,
Right, yeah. Yeah. Bricks travel pretty fast when they're falling in a straight line.
I think it would be fun to have a K-Max in the sim.
Oh, that'd be pretty dope. Heck yeah.
oh my god, he passed me. Oh my god, he passed me in a bloody helicopter.
These old bricks can go pretty quick downhill.
Yeah, man, but where's the guns?
Where's the guns, man?
Well, if I had guns, I'd have shot you down about 2 miles back.
That's assuming you could hit him.
That's exactly right. If I had 2 miniguns, one on each side, you know, I could spray the hell out of them.
You could do that.
I'd have just gone flaps 3 and you would have sailed right by.
You're right. What? Like later suckers. What is that in the old Hot Shots movie? That Top Gun spoof or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Where he hit the guys are chasing him, he just hits the brakes. And they fly past him.
Stupid film, but
Yep.
you have to watch it when it comes on TV.
Right, yeah.
Mind you, you're never
Yeah,
sure
no-
if you're not sure if Top Gun's the spoof or Hot Shots is.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
Copper.
yeah,
that was
nothing
the
will
guy's-
ever beat airplane.
Yeah. Okay, clearance. Roger, Roger. What's our
What's my vector, Victor?
What's the original
Don't call
movie?
me Shirley.
Surely, yeah, surely you can't be serious. Don't call me Shirley. Do you like gladiator movies? You ever been to a Turkish prison?
Yeah, but that's not important right now. Oh yeah, that's where Otis the autopilot came from, wasn't it?
Yeah, right. Stop, Holly. Get out of there. Don't worry, stewardess. I talk jive.
Have y'all seen 0 Hour?
0 Hour?
Yeah, it's the movie that Airplane was based off of.
No, I haven't.
It's a good one.
I'll have to see if I can find it. Pan out to the outside of the aircraft. It sounds like it's got 4 radials on it.
Opening the hood or lifting the hood to check with, I don't know what he was doing, oil pressure.
Yeah. It's so ridiculous. Now arriving at Gate 10, Gate 12, Gate 14.
The red zone is for loading of passengers only.
You're right.
There is no stopping in a white zone.
It's big and white with a red stripe. Looks like a big Tylenol. stupid lines in that movie. God, I love it.
Ooh, there's a sale at Penny's.
To the tower, Rapunzel, Rapunzel.
Nice moves there, Beaver.
Oh, what the hell, dude? This is so...
That's a nice little river down here. You got some washed up logs on it.
Are you talking about us?
And there we have Stewart up ahead. Relay straight in approach.
Is that our destination today? I
it
admit
is.
I didn't actually read the plan.
Yep.
Oh, we're getting on then. We're getting back down.
Yeah. What do you say? We have about 7 weeks left now?
I think less than that. I think this was 6 weeks and probably 5 after this. But I could be wrong. I can't remember. I just think I remember hearing 6 weeks.
Yeah, I don't recall. I thought I saw 6 or 7 somewhere.
Yeah, I've seen all the trees now.
Oh, there's a seaplane base here too, good.
You got floats today?
No, but I'll be back with float.
We ought to try it in floats one time.
Yeah, they got that one Super Cub got boats and
172's got them.
yeah, Bagaloo's 172's got boats.
Yeah, that's not bad, that one. I tried that the other day and I was like, actually, I could get used to this.
That's the one that's got 210 horsepower engine too, isn't it?
I believe
It's
so.
pretty quick, yeah.
Didn't he read you all the flight dynamics and stuff for the Kit Fox too?
I'm
I
not
don't know.
sure.
Somebody, I thought Bagaloo did, or somebody else did. For that Kit Fox that was just garbage. That was payware, and I guess it's actually really nice if you're using his mods for it.
What's that? Which one?
The Kit Fox.
Bagaloo made that kit box flyable. It was a piece of crap.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think that's why I thought Bagaloo went through and redid a bunch of the flight dynamics and stuff like that to make it actually worthwhile to actually buy.
Yeah, and actually let you be able to stop it once you landed.
Sure. And somebody did a Garmin 750 mod for it too, I guess.
I remember this spot. It's got all the logging stuff down at the inlet.
Nice, 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 nice. I could land a helicopter like that, I'd probably fly them more often.
Well, that's the reason I'm flying them, because I need to practice. I can fly the carbon and the gravel okay, so helicopter's a different story.
Are you flying that chopper with the Alpha,
But the advanced,
with the honeycomb?
yeah, no, I'm using the with Thrustmaster Warthog.
Okay, yeah, that needs a stick.
Oh, guys, good run today.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. I enjoyed that. A lot of good scenery.
Some of the nicest of the whole trip, I would say.
Yes, indeed.
That's for sure.
Not as many of us playing as when we started out.
I know. Once we go to the Andes trip, at least Expedition Earth, I hope we can all stick together and keep the same time and everything.
Yeah, well, that'll be good if we can, because this is a great time for me. Even when we go to daylight saving, it's still doable.
Yeah, me too.
That works here too.
Are you on
Excellent,
West
yeah.
Coast, Squirrel?
No, East Coast,
You're East Coast, okay.
North Carolina.
Oh yeah, okay.
You
I
couldn't
shoulda
tell from my
Should have
tell from my
recognized the
accent.
brogue.
Oh, I want to hear this I want to see if you can hear this helicopter sound whenever I stop it. It's really good.
I don't hear the helicopter at all.
Yeah, it disappeared on me. I don't know where he went.
Yeah, who disappeared? Same here.
He vanished. It's a stealth helicopter.
Self, yeah.
Really?
Got retro reflective.
I see everybody
retro
still.
reflective paneling.
Right,
Yeah, you just kind of disappeared.
Damn a Sobo.
Yeah.
I'm still here. I see everybody. I mean, you're all bonanzas sitting on your ass, but you're still here.
I had you in the
I
King
think-
Air all day.
Wolf,
Oh man,
Wolf and
ain't no telling.
Hardcat are the only ones.
Enjoyed it, guys. Thanks a
Yep.
lot.
Had fun.
Okay, guys. See you next week.
See y'all next week.
See you next
Okay,
week.
Next week.
Roger.
See ya.
See ya.
Yeah. Take care, guys.
Alrighty.